And
That's the start of our first episode.
Well, hold on.
We're gonna do an introduction.
No, you gotta. This is for me later.
3, 2, 1.
I just didn't want to put it on the couch.
Sick. Okay.
Sick.
Well, you're coming in louder than me.
I'm coming in hot, baby.
coming in hot. Well, this is just how it is.
This is just how it's gonna be,
Just
and
how
I
it's gonna
can
be.
try sort it out later.
We'll try to sort it out
Post.
later. So for the viewers at home, welcome to
Welcome to.
Who Raised You, episode 1. We are doing this
Do you
alone.
want to introduce yourself, maybe, for
I'm-
episode 1?
I'm CK.
I'm Lucas.
This is our first episode of the podcast.
Yes, episode 1, you could
And
say.
we are self-producing this, which means
Yep.
that you can't see this below the camera. Hello.
Hey, camera.
I'm not gonna look at you very much. I'm gonna look mostly
Yeah,
at Lucas.
yeah.
But we have Ableton set up, Focusrite, 2 mic leads.
Mhm.
We've got, if you haven't been able to tell, a condenser
An
mic
AKG condenser.
and a SM58.
Lovely,
One of
lovely
our
SM58.
leads is an XLR, and one of them is an XLR2 guitar lead. Because my other XLR just was deciding to
Yeah,
not
like,
crap
you
out
know, we
on
had
us.
everything sorted, and then everything stopped being sorted.
But we've
But-
tested out, like, we've done so many takes of audio, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't.
Yeah, it's
So
really
this
fun.
could be a shitty episode, and the audio
Um,
might suck. We'll fix it
Yeah,
for next time.
We'll fix it for
Fix
next
it
time.
for next time.
We'll fix it for next time.
We also just recently discovered that the camera's gonna stop after 15 minutes.
Yeah, the camera might stop after either 15 or half.
So
if
what
there's
we're
a
gonna do?
weird cut, just don't even worry about
Don't even worry
that.
about it.
Don't even worry
The
about
audio will
it.
still exist.
Yeah.
We're going. Hopefully.
Well, yeah.
We're gonna like get up every 15 minutes and check that the camera's
I
still
like how
running.
you say we. Yeah.
It'll be Lucas.
It'll be me. I will be getting up every 15
Um,
minutes. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
What is life without a little technical difficulties?
that's just how
right?
life is.
That's literally
Speaking
how
of,
life is.
what I'm gonna do is message
Yeah.
my parents and tell
Yeah.
them that we're filming
Right now,
So-
while we're filming this, while we're already filming the podcast.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that
do it.
they know that we're filming and they don't come
Yep.
into the room
Because
speaking really loudly.
we are obviously filming this in a home.
in
and
home.
in a home.
We've also got some tea. Tell the listeners what tea you've got.
I am drinking just normal, I want to say English breakfast with oat milk and sugar in my office mug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got some peppermint tea. This is my second cup of tea of the day.
Whoa, it's my first.
You're first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're beating me by 1.
I'm beating you by 1, as always.
Oh. Hey, I'm 1 up on blood
I'm 1 up.
donations, so don't
Oh,
say as always.
shut up.
Yeah.
Soon to be 2.
Soon to be 2.
So, chat, this leads us in nicely. We'll get like, or should we
The chat thing is gonna also be in this podcast.
We're not
No,
gonna
it's
we're
gonna
not gonna
center
censor our own personal
yeah,
dialogue.
it's gonna happen no
for the
matter
sake
what.
of,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'm so worried that I'm not holding my microphone close enough to my mouth.
Yeah.
But it's too late now to
But
check.
simultaneously, I'm worried that I'm holding it not far enough. You know.
So it'll be good when if this goes in the bin and is just for us, then that's
Then
what
that's
it is.
fine. That's okay.
So, but if you're just listening to this and not watching the video, we have a sequin pillow that says WRY, which makes it look like rye,
Right.
but it's episode 1
Yeah.
because this is our first episode of a podcast. And Lucas found a screenshot or just found messages like
Yes, I did.
yesterday, I think.
Yeah, yesterday I went looking for messages because we've been talking about this podcast for way less time than
It felt
I
like
it. Yeah,
it
we've
felt
been
like a lot longer.
September 21st. I go. This is why we need a podcast, and then /J because we're neurodivergent and we use tone tags, of course.
Yeah.
And CK goes no /HJ, and then we moved on with our lives because I couldn't be a guy with a podcast.
And I kept
Um,
saying to him, I was like, yeah, you can. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
you can. You can be a guy with a podcast.
Yeah, you've got to be a guy with podcasts.
We can be
really.
guys with podcasts.
We can be guys with podcasts.
Because if you think about it, it's a shame that, like, ever since we decided to do the podcast, like, at least casually, I'm going to turn up my volume
Yeah,
slightly.
go for it. Yeah,
Ever since we decided to do this, I have spent, like, every time we have a fun conversation, we both go, fuck, this would have been great for the podcast.
It's kind of ruining my life a little bit because we'll have a really good conversation and I'll go, damn, bro, that should have been on the podcast.
That should have been on the podcast.
Yeah.
Which is, like, not how you want to live your life at all.
It's like the worst way to live your life. So we were like, okay, I guess this podcast has to happen.
And
just
because
so
then we
that-
have to actually have conversations on the podcast for it to then be real.
Yeah.
Speaking of be
yeah.
real. We've also
Europe is so bad for
Europe
Be
is
Real
so
time
bad.
zones.
So context.
Dude.
We are back on Be Real because you know how Insta introduced shots?
Oh.
Disgusting.
I don't even want to think about it.
And they're not great, but
They're
it did
horrific.
prove that like
I miss the vibe of like being like, oh, I could just share a random snapshot of my day with my friends.
yeah, because Instagram just like
It's just there for you to do whenever, and it's
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna do it.
and
if
you can
it's
do a
due
story, but
whenever.
like not everyone's doing a story.
Mm.
So it's like you could
Yeah.
be posting a lot on your story, but Be Real. And when it was hot, it was hot. Like it was
Yeah.
like you'd be in class or you'd be in your lockdown and you'd be like, let's take a Be Real chat.
It's like, oh my god, Be
and
Real just went off, guys.
Be Real just went off, and everyone would so me, I think it was it with Edie first or with Carter? think
It was with Edie first, but then Carter was there when we were discussing it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like we were all like, let's get on this, and we got on Be Real, and me and Lucas and Carter, whenever it would go off at an inconvenient time, would send a message to a family group chat.
Yeah, because forever ago, the first time we had Be Real back in the good old days, everyone was on, I want to say, West Asia, because New Zealand doesn't
yeah.
have a time zone, Australia doesn't have a time zone, the closest is West Asia, so everyone was on West Asia.
Yeah.
But we were like, dude, this sucks. I'm at work for 13 hours and Be Real goes off at 11 p.m. Like
It's
when
like-
I just
it's
got
like
home.
and also it's like it's cursed because not only will it go off when I'm in bed, but it'll go off when I'm naked. Like I'll have just taken off my clothes, like just,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, cool. Now you go off. Now I have to turn back on my light, awkwardly put my duvet over myself, and take a fucking shot
That
photo of
one
my
you
bed.
posted after Armageddon of Forrest shirtless right after a shower. I was like, I'm in public. Whoa.
Because it was just like we were just I was like do you consent this to go on Be Real? And he was like, yeah, but it was just like why is this going off now? We were in cosplay all day, like all day,
Literally all day.
all day, and then it's like, okay, now that we're not in cosplay, thanks. But we moved to East Asia.
Yeah.
Because we were like,
We'll do a little tour.
we'll do a little tour.
Yeah.
East Asia, I think, was the one that was really early morning.
Yeah.
And it was before we woke up.
It was almost always before like 10 or 11 a.m.
Yeah,
And
and then-
I, as a person, don't wake up
Hey,
before
both of
like.
us. Hey, both of us.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
We have both.
I normally am not waking up before 1 p.m. unless I have a commitment to do.
We work night jobs, guys.
Yes, we work evening jobs.
Well, not night. Yeah, not evening shifts. Evening
Yeah,
shifts.
we don't work the night shift.
We don't work the
evening
night shift. We work the evening
jobs.
shift. But yeah, we.
And so, our third friend Carter, who's doing this tour with us, love that guy. He works a job and he gets up in the mornings at like 5 a.m.
So it worked for him.
So it was great for him.
He was
but-
like, "Yay, I'm doing shit," and we would be like, "Guys,
He was
this is
like,
America."
"Ah,
So
Carter,
then we went to the Americas,
Yeah.
and Americas was a similar issue. Just inconvenient timing. Kind of was
Yeah.
going off in the middle of the night, but not in the middle of the night when we were awake, which we usually are.
Yeah.
And it was just like, again, we were like, okay,
I think we did stick in it for the longest though.
yeah.
It was like the most okay. I think.
But there were a few that I was just like, this is not good. So we,
Yeah.
and also,
Also,
there-
there was that one day where it didn't go off at all because America hadn't changed days yet, so we all lost our streaks.
so we all lost our streaks. And I also had a migraine, so there was like other reasons why I lost my streak for like 4 days, but relatively.
Yeah,
And then we're right now in Europe, but Europe's also bad.
because we went to East Asia.
Yeah, East
No,
Asia and
no,
America. West Asia's the OG.
There was we went to East Asia for maybe 3-4 days, and then we were in the
Yeah.
group chat going, "This sucks, get us out," and then we all swapped to Europe.
Yeah. So we're in Europe now, and I still don't like it.
I also don't, I think we're gonna.
I think we have to go back
to
to
the OG.
go back to West Asia because there's the
Yeah.
other issue of like, it is good to be on the same timeline as most of your friends. Like we've got now
Yeah.
now we're back on the train. We've actually got like 10 other people back on
Yeah.
the train.
Like I've got like Freya, I've got Poppy, I've got Rain. as
Yeah,
well.
and
Like,
they
we've
will,
got a bunch
and
of
so they
people.
all post their Be Reals, and I'm like, cool, chat, I did that 10 hours ago, or
Yeah.
like I can't look at theirs
Yeah.
because it's not been my timeline.
There was one day.
And I'll
this-
p-
A
yeah,
couple days ago, I was going to work, and I was like, "Oh, it's so weird. Be Real hasn't gone off for me yet today. It must have gone off yesterday." And
Yeah.
I post my Be Real, and then I get like 4 Be Real notifications from everyone else posting theirs, and I was like, oh, "Guys, this
Guys.
is crazy."
guys, I guess we're just so insane.
Oh my gosh. But
So,
yeah,
well, there was one day. So we go to a pub quiz, and with the bros,
with the
and-
bros.
after the pub quiz, we go and play cards at a different place.
Mm-hmm.
And we, what am I saying? Oh, our Be Real all went off at the same time, or like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
I think we hadn't taken ours yet today, and theirs went off.
And so we all were taking Be Reals, and there's like 6 of us who all have a Be Real of half the table, other half the table, like all at all at this bar,
Yeah.
and it's like it's very fun because it's
very
like
nice.
it's like
I
oh,
loved it.
so many different angles of the same 8 people. Yeah,
Yeah,
which is pretty good.
which was great.
So I don't know why we started this B-roll conversation for.
I also don't know. You brought it up, and I don't
I
remember
said
what was
something
before
about
that.
being real, and then it was gone.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But I think it's relevant to. We're talking about tea. Also, ADHD. This is
Oh,
just for
yes.
the context of warning. Like
Yeah.
several times today, me and Lucas have already been like, what was I saying? And then we're like,
Yeah.
great, we're about to film ourselves talking for an hour.
Yeah, sometimes I'll turn the vibrator on my phone off, even though I know you can't hear it, but I can hear it.
I was just gonna say, is it
I'll do it in 3 minutes, when the 15-minute mark.
But that's what I was gonna ask what the time is at, and I keep looking at the audio tracks and going, mine is quieter than yours, but it was in the recording that we tested, and it was fine.
And
And
it's fine.
and
Yeah.
tech things. If it goes wrong, you can just turn
Fix
yours
it in
down.
post.
You can just fix it in post. That's not how most audio things are.
But yeah,
So, should we? I'll throw this to you. Should we talk about the relevant today things, or should we jump into the theme of the podcast? Because I do think that if we jump into if we keep going on without referencing what the podcast is about,
yeah.
That-
People are gonna be like, "What are these two?"
people are going to be like, what are these two rambling
again,
about? But I do think that once we get stuck into that, we'll get stuck into that.
why are these youths making a podcast called "Who Raised You"?
Well, who raised you?
Who raised you?
Docs our parents.
Yeah, this is their full name and social
Their full
security,
name and social-
which we don't have
Wait,
in New
I was
Zealand.
just saying-
Our
I was like, what's the
passport
equivalent
number,
of yeah, okay.
I guess.
Passport number
Yeah.
and bank details.
Yeah, yeah. Front and back of card.
Front
right
and
now.
back of card. Yeah, you know how I was messaging my parents? I'll just read out their phone numbers. Whoa.
Don't check your message. Don't have phone time right now, CK. Holy
No,
crap.
I was gonna. So I messaged my parents saying we're filming, and my dad responded with nice photos, yeah, because he likes to use auto send.
That's great.
So I didn't send him any
Oh my
photos.
god. Driving here, because this is not my home. Driving here and having to go, Siri, message the husband was crazy.
Which is not a CK request. That is not something I asked for.
No, that's a joke that came up because I think Freya was pitching us band name ideas, and then one of them was husband.
Husband.
Husband,
the-
which kind of goes crazy.
Yeah,
the
husband.
and then Forrest somehow got to the husband.
I don't know if it was Forrest. I think it was someone else. I think it might have been
Forrest
Rain.
definitely said, but Forrest also definitely said it because Forrest is
I
the
think he
one where
repeated
I
it.
heard him say it, and I was like, "That's really good. I'm gonna change CK's contact name to that."
But I think when I was talking to him later, he was like, what does that even mean? So I don't think he.
Oh,
I think
okay,
that
so it was
he might have
Rain.
repeated it, or I think it probably must have been
Because
Rain.
Then when I posted the text, Rain was like, "Gotta keep it going," and I was like,
Gotta keep it
"Yeah."
going. I think it was Rain.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, unnecessary, but
No, we gotta
we gotta explain
get
it
our jokes
indeed.
to the right people.
and he and then Lucas decided not to make his boyfriend the husband because
If I'm calling my boyfriend the chopped hus, that's really
mean.
bad.
But you
He
can
also,
call.
I don't think he would know what that means. I don't think he knows what the chopped hus is. My boyfriend is like more
might-
offline than we are.
And he might think that's a compliment, and
If-
then that would be sad.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
I can be the husband.
You can be the husband though.
because I am one, right? Really, exploring gender with that one.
Exactly. Yeah.
you know how it feels like
You're
to
my
be a-
mistress, but you're also the husband.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So, where was that going?
I'm gonna check the camera.
Okay, check the camera. I'll hold your mic. Oh. And I can have 2 microphones. Hello.
Oh yeah.
Hello. Shit. Well, the audio's gonna keep going. And you will have seen the camera stop, and go. We're going again. So there's a chance that we will have 5 minutes of footage for that first bit. There's a chance we'll have 10 or 14. I don't know.
I guess I'll just get a new SD card that'll write faster or something, because that was another advice that
Yeah.
Google was telling me.
But it's a podcast after all.
Exactly, it's a podcast. Who
It's a
cares about
podcast.
the video, right?
So
just
we can
because
just-
I'm video pilled
We can
doesn't
just
mean
if the video cuts out, we can just put a slideshow of images of us.
yeah, it'll be
It'll
cute.
be so cute.
Yeah. It'll be like those wedding slideshows.
Mhm.
Yeah,
For when we get married.
exactly.
And
of
have
course.
children.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, children. Oh, what a great segue. Oh
Great
my
segue.
god.
So I think we need to do this now.
Yeah, I agree.
It feels like the natural point in this session.
Yeah.
So I don't know when it started, but
Mm.
okay. So me and Lucas have known each other since we were like 12.
Yeah.
12 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
we got involved in a
It would have been 12. Oh.
no, because you cheated the system.
I did. Yeah. That's
So
why
we-
I was.
I would've been 12,
So
but-
12.
Yeah.
But I was also 12. I just did another year.
Lucas did it a year before me. So this is like
We met at a music camp.
we met at a music
For
camp.
context.
And the first year we didn't really engage that much as you engage with anyone there that you're not in a
Yeah. Not in a band.
band with. And then the second year we were in a band together.
Because I'd done it a year before, I kind of had a little group of friends already.
Yeah, and I was
So-
pretty much only friends with the people that I was in the band with.
And my friends from the first year were,
yeah,
friends
yeah,
I was in the band
exactly.
with, so
It all makes sense.
yeah.
But yeah, I think the second year we're in a band together and we wrote a song was called Highway of Life.
Highway, that's the
Highway-
hard way.
Highway
Highway
of
of life. Oh.
I sing that all the time to Lucas.
Just to torture me. Yeah.
And then I think it was honestly we did there's a next level of that program
Mhm.
that we kind of both
Which is
graduated
an
into at the
internship.
same time,
Yeah.
and that was great because that's I think when we started to get more close within the camp, and I think we
Yeah.
we've been social media mutuals the whole time,
The whole time, yeah.
but we'd respond to each other's stories maybe a couple times. We'd never really hung out in person.
We were just mutuals.
we were just mutuals.
Yeah.
We saw each other at the camp and
We saw each other once a year.
once a year
At this camp.
at this camp, and then
It's a day camp for a week. It's not like a fun sleepaway camp as well.
hey, it's fun.
We saw each other for 8 hours every day for a week, basically.
Yeah. And then this year in January
Mhm.
was our first camp both as staff.
Yeah. Crazy.
Crazy shit. Both
Crazy.
coordinators too, which we
Yeah.
both had several, not breakdowns, but things
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
And that was the significant shift in our friendship.
Yeah. Because we were now we were the only two that have been doing this camp for the whole time that was still there and also now staff.
Yeah.
So we were leaning on each other a bit.
Yeah, for sure. And also I think that both of us being out of school now
Yeah.
meant that we just kind of and we just it was a good week and we were getting
Yeah.
along.
Oh my god, I was filming that short film.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. I forgot all about it.
And there was this one day on the final day after the showcase, and there was a staff.
But what made us go do pool together?
I think we just wanted to. I think we were just at the showcase together, and we were we're going to this picnic afterwards. It's a few hours away.
Yeah,
We
I'm
want-
not gonna go home.
No,
'cause
neither
that
of us
would
were
be
gonna go.
crazy for me.
We're relatively long distance. Not really. Just
But
3
still.
buses. I
Yeah,
think to
give
get
or take,
to get to
yeah.
each other's houses. But yeah, we what am I saying? We went to this pool hall and we took these Polaroid photos of us just hanging out
photo
in
booth photos.
photo booth photos in this pool hall in the city.
Yeah.
And because I have a great photo booth.
Yeah.
Many a time been in that photo booth. That's for later in the podcast. But we played pool together, and then we went to this picnic. We also bought some we went and bought some
We bought D&D miniatures.
D&D miniatures for some friends.
Yeah.
And
Some mentors.
some mentors, and we were we're gonna buy them miniatures.
Yeah.
And they loved it, so it was
Yeah,
worth
it was
it.
great. It was great.
And then we went to the picnic, and I cried a bunch.
Oh, I think I also cried a little bit, less than you though.
I think less than me, because I
Because
cried
we both were
during my
made-
speech.
Yeah, we both had to do we didn't have to do speeches, but yeah, we had to do speeches. They were like, dude, CK Lucas, do speeches, and we were like, okay.
Okay, fine, we'll do speeches.
And of course, we teared up and cried during said speeches because it's crazy.
because it's crazy
there.
to be there. But
Um,
it was after that, there was a shift then.
Yeah.
I think that afternoon, and we just were I think it was almost straight away we saw each other the next week or something.
yeah.
Because we had this we have this thing, and it happens to me with a lot of things, is post something blues, where I'll get the worst mental health I have all year sometimes.
Like a big event happens. and
A
then it's
big
just a
event
drop.
happens, and I wrote a song about it even during that week. But
Mm.
partly it's for me. I used to describe it as when something really great is happening and I'm really enjoying it, I spend the whole time waiting for it to end and knowing that when it ends I'll be sad.
Mm.
And it's that's the worst way to spend a great time, because you're oh, I'm sad right now, but I'm meant to be happy because I'll be sad when it ends, but I'm spending the whole time I should be happy sad.
Yeah.
And it's the cycle of I can't even live in the moment for anything.
The cycle of the highway of life.
So yeah, it was
Yeah.
It was so I don't know if we like made the conscious effort to like
I presume you would have reached
see-
out to me because Lord knows I wouldn't have reached out to you.
yeah. I'm a first messenger to everyone I know.
I'm not first messaging everyone I know, so that's
So it's
the
a good
only reason
balance.
this
It's a good.
works.
It's the only good. It's the only
It's the
balance.
only reason.
I'm gonna take a sip of my peppermint tea.
Oh.
But we just like
Yeah, I don't remember exactly why we like
It's
met
cold
up,
now.
but yeah.
very promptly after I think we went to like a gig or two together. We were just messaging them way more.
Yeah.
I think also leading up to over the previous year, like we were messaging
yeah,
more than we
because
previously
after
were.
we did the internship together, it was like I'm just gonna call it the internship. After
The
we were
internship.
interns together, we
You'll notice that we
messaged
don't say the
more.
names of anything we do, and that's purposeful. But it's a challenge.
Yeah, I know it's killing me not using the nickname we have for it, but it'll also like hit it too hard. But yeah, we were messaging each other more, and just
We also massive thing. We invited each other to each other's birthday parties last year.
yes, yeah.
We
Last
talk
year for the
about that
first year,
being the
I was
shift.
like, dude, do I invite CK to my birthday party? And no one in my life really knew CK, so it was just an internal battle. But internally, I was like, dude,
But at
do
the
I
same
invite
time,
CK?
I was doing the exact same thing and saying, "Do I invite Lucas to my birthday
Mm.
party?" Because like
Because
someone,
it was like a milestone big birthday.
Yeah.
Is how I was viewing it for me as well.
Exactly.
So I was like inviting people I maybe normally wouldn't.
yeah, and then we both like invited each other, and we're both kind of like, "This is good," because I was gonna like, I didn't know if I was gonna invite like, and it was just like, and then after that, and being in each other's friend groups a bit,
Yeah.
even though like both those parties were bigger and like kind of messy in their own sort of ways, like we weren't
Yeah.
interacting with everyone there.
Yeah.
We both after that were like, okay, now we're in each other's circle enough.
Yeah. Even though the one person I talked to now, I think, lives in America at your party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we are.
Which,
Oh,
is fine.
No, used to live in America and now lives in Sydney.
Ah,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
cool. But yeah.
But so essentially, I don't know, very shortly after the start of this year, we started working together
Yes, we did.
at music venue,
At music
venue.
undisclosed music venue.
undisclosed music venue, and we sell merch there.
Yeah.
And
And that really just
That
hardened it up.
hardened it up because we I was really trying not to laugh at that. We were working together
Which meant we were seeing each other like once a week, maybe
Once a
multiple
week,
times a week.
because we
even.
also started in busy season for music.
Yeah.
And then so we were seeing there were like 3 shows a week, and we'd be working like 2 of those together.
Yeah.
And it was also we were venturing. Lucas got the job first. I piggybacked off of him.
Yeah.
And now,
when
and-
that first happened, I was like actually genuinely a little annoyed at you.
whoa.
Because I was like, damn, this means that I'm going to get less shifts, and like our boss might think I'm less professional because now my friend is messaging. But then now it's like worked out, so I don't feel that way
Yeah.
anymore, obviously.
No, I think that's fair enough. I think it's like, I think that because I said to Lucas like at the time like I was jealous, and not in
It's
a
a
way
great job.
like not in a way of being like, oh, I can't believe you get that job and I don't. Just in a way of like, you got that job and
Yeah.
it's a connection that we both share. So theoretically, I could get that job as well. And like I was
But
like,
it was just because
and-
I did because I don't know if you know this, but with our boss I did because I had like no intern job at the showcase.
so you were doing
I
the
did
yeah,
the
so you
merch
did that.
there.
So it was like you had the direct like connection and in. Check the camera again. I'll keep talking. Okay, cool. Hey, new video. And what am I saying? Oh, yeah. So like it was not a jealousy of like can't believe you got that job. It was just a whoa, I really want to do that too. Because with us
Yeah.
both, we both like want to be in.
We want to be in music
We want to be in music. We want to
in
be
different ways,
in
but we
different
want to be in
ways,
music.
but we want to be there. And so it's like I was like, oh, that's a great music industry job.
Oh, it's great, yeah.
And so I was like, I want to be part of that. And I reached out to boss, and we would, and then they were like, they ghosted me for a week, and then
As they do.
as they do,
As they do.
as most people do. That sounds so.
No, that's
sad.
also just a thing that they do there.
No, it is. Yeah. I need to burp again. But yeah, take off your ring.
I was like conscious that it was I was gonna tap it.
And yeah, but it ultimately was for the best. Like it
Oh
really.
no, 100%.
But
Oh, I'm
like,
so glad you got this job.
I'm so glad I got this
Yeah.
job. But it's such an interesting thing. I also think that that's one of the things about like opportunities and friendship and app, maybe partly tall poppy syndrome in this country, a little bit, is it for like so many things that I do and do with other people. It's like love that you're doing this too, but you also sometimes want it to be your own thing. which is a
Yeah.
weird feeling.
Yeah,
I
like-
don't. I hate when I feel that way.
Yeah, and like we've discussed it a little bit when oh, Forrest probably doesn't know this. That's really funny. When Forrest was getting the job as well, because Forrest got the job very recently, and I was kind of like, oh my god, this guy, because Forrest is CK's friend,
Yeah.
and we've interacted a bit more because we're coworkers now.
Yeah, and I've
But
known
it's
Forrest
like-
for years and years.
Oh my god, this guy is gonna take away the me and CK time. Like
Yeah.
this job, while we have other coworkers, it's like also it's like, oh, it's me and CK.
Yeah, and then now it's like, we still work shifts with
Yeah.
different groups, but like
the first shift I worked with him alone,
yeah,
types.
but
type
even
shit.
but even still, it's like already it's like we're all buddies again,
yeah,
and it's
with
like,
coworkers.
but there's like a shift. In shifts. You get it? I don't know. It's like, it's interesting when you notice those. I think that's one of the things is that I'm really grateful within this friendship is a lot of times I'll go through
This friendship or that friendship?
this friendship.
Okay.
I go through and my current other friendships, but with like older friendships of people that I'm not as close with anymore, I feel like we wouldn't talk about the things that were making us jealous about each other's lives, or the things that were like, when we'd be starting stuff. And I think that it's just got a
Sorry,
notification
it
on the
was
laptop.
Carter.
Yeah, it was Carter. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're very open about.
Yeah, like I also feel like like with a lot of my older friends, like my high school friends, like I just had to be like, hey guys, I can't do this thing because of XYZ.
Yeah.
And I was like debating for multiple days as to whether I be honest about what XYZ is
Yeah.
or if I just don't. But
Yeah.
with you, I wouldn't have even thought twice about it
Yeah.
because I think it's like we're newer. And I feel the same way because me and Jazz, we've discussed a lot because we were like, my friend Jazz, I'm in that friend group because my ex was in that friend group. And me and the ex are still chill. But I was in that friend group because of said ex. And then when me and ex broke up, I was like, ah. But I was only friends with Jazz because, she was in the friend group with my ex. And so I didn't care about what she thought about me at all because I was like, it's
It's
Jazz.
yeah,
It's,
yeah.
And now that we've become actual friends, we've talked about a lot where it's like, oh, our friendship's changed because it's like, I used to think I could sort of say anything to her because it was like, I don't care if I lose her as a friend. But now it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I do care a bit,
Yeah.
you know?
And I think that like we've talked about if our friendship was a graph, it would be like, and this is for the camera. It would be like this with a little bump each year for ages, maybe slightly inclined as we've known each other for longer, and then it's like this year it's like shot up because we've just gone from spending like no time together to like
seeing each other basically once. There are some weeks where I see you more than I see my boyfriend.
yeah,
Which is really bad.
which is fucked. But we see each other like on average, I'd say across the year, 1 or 2 times a week.
Yeah.
And it's like whoa, that's very different. And like I've said like Lucas has gone from being like a mutual of mine to like one of my best friends.
Yeah. Because
And-
even if we don't see each other for a week, we will be on calls
Yeah.
in like the Discord or something.
Like till like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. It's insane. It's not
Yeah.
healthy. But
It's not healthy, but it's great.
what I've talked about, like, it's almost like one of the reasons why I'm so close with Forrest and Care and other friends is because I've known them for 5 years and we've witnessed each other be like very weird in different scenarios and gone through a lot of friendship dynamic changes with other people that we're like partially like we've witnessed that we can handle a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
And we're good at communicating now. And sometimes I've had friendships that were the same length that have failed now, and I don't communicate
I was
with.
about to bring it up, and I was like, I
It's not just because I know them for so long, but I also think, I'm like, oh, this could be a honeymoon period of our friendship, but we've honeymoon.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, did I say the right things? But we've known each other for so long that we've known each other since we were 12.
Yeah,
We've
like
seen
we've
each other
still
like
seen
change
each
a
other,
lot, and experienced like surrounding lives and know each other.
Yeah.
But so when we became close, it was already that huge foundation. It's not like I had to learn a lot about you. We've kind of known basic information about each other. So it's like, it's been very cool to like. Also, I've said before, I was like, I really wanted to be friends with Lucas. Like, I was like, I saw him at the camp and I was like, this guy's so cool, and like I'm not really close friends with him, but one day I want to be. And now it's like, hey yo,
Now we're in a podcast.
No,
together. But yeah, no, because there have definitely been like friendships that like I've had for X amount of years, and then have just like failed because like, well, not failed, that's a bad word for it, but have just like become not as close because one of us has changed in a different direction to the other or something.
Yeah.
But
it's also
like,
it's also one of the reasons why I think this podcast is a great idea, because like there's nothing to say that in a year we won't be as close, or in 4 years we might not be as close. Like our friendship could change drastically in a month, in a year, or in 10 years. But this is a clear time capsule, because like, you can have friendships and relationships that end really badly, and you don't want to look back on that time with joy. But I do think that in this moment, our friendship is good, and therefore it's nice to have a record of our good friendship and proof that we like have love for each other and like have an amicable relationship.
Because we've been such a huge part of each other's lives this year, it's like, you know, we'll never be able to look back and just ignore each other's existence anyway.
No. Like this is the way that it is.
Did you realize that we never explained what the podcast is
Well,
about?
we were gonna
went
get
out.
to that, and then we got distracted. So, in me and Lucas's close friendship, we are at the point where we talk a lot to each other, and like sometimes we don't have nothing. We see each other so much that sometimes it's not like, oh, this happened. Like we lose a bit of whatever we're talking about.
But I am the sort of person who, because I have social anxiety diagnosed.
Cool.
Which doesn't matter if it's not, but it is.
But it is.
And so I feel like messaging someone without a purpose is something I shouldn't do.
Yeah.
So I love having a purpose. Like, you know, I have friends who are, you know, I love when I have very autistic friends, because then if I see something about their hobby, I can be like, oh, look.
Look at this
Do
hobby.
you want to teach me about a Formula One thing,
now
please? Like, do you want to have a conversation about it?
Next episode, guys. Next episode.
Hey.
So, yeah. And so we kind of started this thing of being like, I don't know what it was, but we were sending each other's all these like Instagram reels and TikToks of like children being cute.
Babies being king
Because
adorable.
I have this thing where it's like I know I really want to be a parent one day. Like I've always known that I want to have kids. I have crippling fear of pregnancy, probably endometriosis, and I'm gay. So
the trifecta of like, oh.
But regardless, I know that one day I'll be a parent, and whether that's through adoption or fostering or reciprocal IVF or whatever, or I decide to fucking get pregnant. I don't know what it will be.
Yeah.
We talk about. Every time I see a child, I'm like, they're so cute, and I have like baby fever, I'm fucking 19. But we would send each other these like cute, like baby videos all the time, and we'll talk about this later. Don't post your kids online.
Don't post your kids online.
Don't post your kids online. Not condoning it, but they exist. And they're cute.
Yeah.
So we'll talk more about that on a different episode. I'm sure we'll have a big conversation about that. But we started talking about how we'd raise our own child.
Yeah, like if we had a child together, however that would work.
However that happens.
How would we raise them?
Both
Like
gay for
how
context.
do both gay in opposite directions.
And opposite directions.
If it wasn't
We're
obvious.
never gonna.
But like if we were raising a child together, how do our current beliefs and the way that we have been raised like weigh into how we would raise a child together?
Yeah. So
No.
we I think one of the first conversations we had, one of the first ones, it was just an Instagram DMs, and it was like several hours.
Oh, it was so long.
This was like the first main one we had. We were like, if we were
Yeah.
gonna raise a kid together, would we do this, and this?
Yeah.
And our conversations are varied, talking about religion.
Yeah, because I was in my am I religious era.
And I've always been atheist.
Yeah, I was raised atheist to be to be clear. I
To
just
be
was
clear.
shopping around, if you will.
And we talked about how we would check the camera, boy. We talked about what we potentially would what media we'd want to show our kids, or when they'd get access to screens.
Yes.
And it was like this big thing about let's talk about how we're gonna raise our children, which is such an interesting
Or
conversation.
would
to
we
have.
want to casually have another language in the home, even though both of us very much only speak
Mhm.
English. I
We'll
speak a little bit of French, but not enough to raise a child in it.
Yeah.
And it's all those conversations about just how we would raise a child to how we think the child would turn out the best.
Because we'll talk about this. This is the theme of the podcast. One of the things about raising a young person into an adult is it's you can never get it perfect. You can never be a perfect parent because every single individual is different. I was gonna say every single individual is the same. Every single individual person is different, and therefore there is no way to plan and prepare for how to raise a kid. And you, as a person, are not able to predict how you'll parent because
you don't know how the kid
you don't know how the kid will kid.
Exactly.
So Did you reset the camera?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like, I have like, you kind of have to let go of the fear because it's impossible to predict. But there's always the worry that, like, there's things that I remember teachers saying once or parents saying once.
Yeah.
There are things
Or
that
people around me saying
saying once that I like still are within my core perceptions of how I should act around people.
Yep.
It's like I saw a video the other day. It's like an adult tells you to be quiet once, and this is part of the neurodivergency as well. But it's like if someone says like, "Oh, shush, 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 shush," it's like, okay, am I meant to shush when I'm around you? Am I meant to shush when I'm in this company, in this place, whenever? Like it's like things that get stuck to you, and you don't really know.
Small, like, innocuous things that just stick with a child in a child's mind
like
forever.
A physical contact from a certain adult that's like a touch on the shoulder at time, or like, you know, like, or you cry about something and someone says something about you crying, and because you're hyper emotional in that moment, you like react to a certain way, and that becomes the way you respond to that thing in future. It's like, it's the way the brain works, but it's also like terrifying because you're like, okay, so if I have a child, I might have a certain memory of being raised, and I go, I should do that the same way, or I should do that a different way because it had this certain effect on me, and that could have the opposite effect on my child, and you just won't know.
Yeah, exactly. And also because, like, I was raised with a sibling, an older sister, and
Yeah,
you
and I'm
were
an only
raised
child.
as an only child. It's like, you know, I was gonna say one of our parents needs to get divorced so that we have the true like difference, but I don't want either of our parents to get divorced. That would suck.
That would suck a lot.
So it's like we have different experiences in that way.
Yeah.
Like we, you know, and also being raised in like different parts of the city we were raised in as well.
Yeah.
Subtly.
Going to different types of schools.
Yeah.
Having different social interactions.
Yeah.
Like, and it's also like we turned out in each other's lives, obviously. So it's like it's the way that it
You know,
works.
we both ended up at the music camp.
At the music camp, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it just becomes such a popular topic of conversation to the point where we were like discussing it frequently, sending videos of different parenting decisions and being like, would we do this with our kids?
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where like, how many kids do we have?
Mm-hmm.
We also have to say, we have the unfortunate reality of if we had biological children, which would be hard, gonna be real, would be
difficult.
For reasons. But genetically, sometimes you don't like your own spawn. If they're not going to like my genetics are fucked, chat. Like okay, our kid, hypothetically, when it exists, a hypothetical child or children would have red hair, curly hair, glasses, braces,
Eczema.
asthma,
Probably neurodivergent.
which is not a bad thing.
Which is not a bad thing.
None of these are bad things.
But it definitely changes how you grow up and
Does
et
change
cetera,
how
et
you
cetera.
grow up.
None of these are
Probably
bad things. They're just
migraines.
funny to lump together.
Probably endometriosis if that applies. Probably child bunions, which I do have.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of physical disabilities and disadvantages that we're like, oh,
They were like, oh, that kid.
that poor kid.
Yeah.
But we love ourselves and whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's just funny.
It's just funny to think about, like, how, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that time you sent me that child that was literally, like, a mashup of us.
Yeah.
Like, ginger curly hair with the baby glasses. I was like, oh, this is crazy.
gonna make it a
That's
child's
insane.
But that's also one of the things, like, what do you say, timing?
No, I'm just making sure I can see the timer again.
Like, one of the things I think is got a reel from a friend. I'll see that. I'll watch that reel later. I had it and it's gone. One of the genuine concerns, like laughing about it aside, one of the genuine concerns I have about being a parent is passing down unwanted pain to young people. It's like, chronic illnesses that you pass down, and it's like, you're like the same thing about how like it's always hard to know you're bringing a child into a world that has so much pain, and like in a position of privilege to be able to go, my child would probably have a comfortable life, hopefully, but you never know. Like you never know what will happen in your life. And also, if I always, it's like a weird thing. It's like I always would want, and I say this in like a completely like gender fluid way.
Mm-hmm.
If I had a AFAB child, I would feel more comfortable raising them because I have an understanding of what it's like to live as an AFAB person.
Yeah, I get that.
And if I were to have an AMAB child, I'd be like, especially if I was in a sapphic household.
Yeah.
There'd not be disadvantage, but there'd be lack of knowledge that, and I'd gain it. I'd have people in my life that would be able to support that child, but I'd also be like, I wouldn't know how to relate to you in that specific way. But that's not needed. That's
Yeah, because it's like, you know, even if you have an AFAB kid, it's still going to be a kid that's
Exactly.
different to yourself.
Exactly.
But I understand the thought.
Yeah.
100%.
Exactly. But it's like, but then there's also the thing of like bringing in a fab person into this world, knowing, even though every day is better, every day is also worse, knowing the societal pressures and disadvantages that they might go through because of
Yeah.
the patriarchy. It's like, oh, cool. It's hard, and also just the world, like climate change and everything that is real. It's like I could bring a child into a world that's going to burn in 10 years, and you're like, why would you do that to someone? Because like already, like we are in the generation where we have I have a crippling fear of death, but I have a crippling fear of a lot of things. But it's like we could not get to live in our 80s because of the world burning.
The world could, yeah.
So it's like, oh, well, we could bring more children into that, face that potential thing. But then on top of the literal world, it's like, I could bring a child into this world that, like, is in pain because of the genetics that they have. And, like, those are genetics that I've experienced and now they experience. And it's like, I feel like there'd be a mental burden of going, I've given you this pain.
Yeah, like seeing them be in pain and just knowing that, like, in a way you're responsible for that.
Yeah, like I've just started getting migraines, and my mum's had chronic migraines her whole life. And even though that I have absolutely no blame by any means, because how could I still feel like I'm like, if I were in that position, I'd feel like a guilt that I couldn't shake, because it's like my child that and also like I see now that I experience that same pain, I'm like, oh, every time you experience a migraine your whole life, this is what you're feeling. And I'm like, whoa, hit with a ton of bricks about like, oh, this is the chronicness of this illness, and this is and I'm like, okay, so if it's going down generations, it's like passing that on to your kids. It's like scary. We're having deep conversations on this podcast. Yeah.
Because it's also like, you know, it's a lot to do with the parents that raise the child, and it's also a lot to do with just the community that you're in.
Yeah.
Like you know,
Village
and
or
that's,
whatever.
you know, just segueing back to the aim of this podcast. You know, we're gonna have a lot of guests.
Yeah, we want it to be a guest for podcast of all of our friends.
Yeah, because we love our friends.
Because we love our friends.
We find them interesting to talk to.
Yeah, and we could have so many conversations about how we raise our kid, but that would become redundant eventually.
Yeah.
Not totally,
You
but
can only raise a kid in so many ways.
you can only raise a kid in so many
You
ways.
can only control the ways you raise a kid
Exactly.
in so many ways.
And we when we were talking to our friends, we'd be like, we were talking about, when we were first talking, we were like, we're going to do a podcast, and we're going to have guests on. We were like, what should we, the concept for our guests, need burp again.
You're real as hell for that. But yeah, the concept for our guests is like, you know, we bring them on to chat in a podcast sense,
Like,
but we
just a
also
fun way.
ask them, how would you make our child's life better?
In what way would you contribute to the raising of our child that would improve their life? Child or children.
Yeah.
And it's like, and we when our friends start to say things, we're like, shut up.
Save it for the
Shut
podcast.
up, save it for the podcast.
We'll hit you up in
We'll
6
hit you up in
months.
6 months.
And you'll get on our podcast and say it.
Because it's like, yeah, we, I don't know. I think that the adults in my life as a child have had great impact on me. There's certain things that I'm interested in because of other adults.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, especially as an only child, from a very young age, I was very conversational with adults, because I was interacting with, like, if we were going to hang out with family friends, I'd be talking to the adults. Necessarily, I wasn't talking to siblings. And people always, I'm breaking the only child myth of people thinking I had no friends. I'm one of the most talkative people you ever met. I'm great at making friends.
That's why we're on a podcast.
That's why we're on a podcast. But I was really good at talking to everyone. I was good. I'm losing it.
You talked to like all the people. You stayed at the blood place for an hour today because you were talking to the people in the lobby.
Okay, fine. We'll circle back. But there's a story about that.
There is a story about that.
But I felt it change. It's not so
Yeah.
much. But I was talking to adults really young, and I think that,
Do you think it's because you're getting older, and you're stopping like seeing them as so other than yourself?
I think I talk to maybe, but I'm still, like, a lot of people in my life are like 5 to 10 years older than me, other than my close friends. And so it's like, I go into spaces and I'm around people of that age, and it's like, I don't know, you have that perception that everyone views you as a kid still.
Yeah.
And we're still very young.
Yeah, 100%.
So we, like, to a lot of people we are.
yeah.
But it's like an interesting shift to be able to like try and interact in both those spaces.
Sometimes I'll be like in a space where I want to be taken seriously, or like I'm a leader on a project, and I won't tell people my age because I'm like, no, the second you find out I'm 19, you're not going to take me seriously. You're not going to take anything I'm doing seriously.
No, exactly. I like have this interesting thing. One of my kids that I tutor,
Tutor in what?
drums.
Thank you.
The other day he was like, when you something maths class, and I was like, I'm not in a maths class. I'm not in school. And he was like, what? and he was like, and I was like, yeah, I'm studying uni next year. I'm on a gap year. And he was like, oh. And I don't know how old he thought I was, but I'm assuming he thought I was in high school, or because like, yeah, who else would be in maths class? And this kid is like 11, and there was another experience earlier this year, or maybe it was last year. No, it would have been last year at a music camp in a different city. And this is when I was staff. And there's in this music camp child safety and everything. There's a rule about 2 adults in a room with kids, and one of the adults had to leave, and so it was just me. And then they were like, oh, we'll go and get another adult to step in the room. And they were like, oh, it's okay, we have CK. And I had to go, I'm not an adult, because it's when I was 17.
Yeah.
And it was like, was I 17? Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
It was like a week before I turned 18, and they were like, what? Like, they fully thought I was like an adult, the same as everyone else there. And I'm like, it's so interesting, the different contexts in which you meet people. If you're a mentor in a space of other adult mentors, people will see you as an adult.
When I was assistant stage manager, that one show I did. I know it's so weird to like not name drop things. But I was, working with a lot of people who knew each other through the university. What's it called? Production company? I don't know. The university like show production company. And so because I left high school a year early and I did a year of uni and then I left. Being able to say, oh yeah, I did uni last year makes everyone think I'm a lot older. And so I was 18 at that time. And so when I was like, we were talking about ages for some reason, I was like, oh yeah, I'm 18. And they were all like, what? And I was like, yeah, that's the thing that I am.
It's interesting, like,
I was.
Like, another very interesting development in our lives is that I'm about to go study, hopefully, if I get it. We'll see. Thanks. I'm about to go study at the same place Lucas studied 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, last year.
Last year.
When you go, it'll be 2 years ago.
But when I go, it'll be years ago, which is like,
yeah. Are the tutors this? We can't talk about
we can't talk about this.
Yeah.
But it's a funny shift because it's like we are a month apart in age.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm older than Lucas by a month.
Okay.
But it's like,
it's
interesting that you went to uni like in the equivalent of year 13, and I took a gap year. So also we've talked about this. Us both being bums this year has meant that was a really fruitful space for our friendship.
Yeah.
Because we were able to actually, we were like, oh, do you want to go to the museum at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday?
So yeah, I'm free on the 3. I'm free at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday even. Like, come on.
We would be free at 11, but we were both asleep.
Yeah. So we don't do that.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting, but it's cool.
Yeah, it is. It's been very nice.
It's been
because
very
all
nice.
of my friends are studying now because they're either in their first year after year 13 or they're in their second year because they're the year up, and it's like or they're also doing nothing with their life, but they don't live in Auckland.
Yeah.
So it's like.
And it's funny because my cousin is moving down from Wellington to go and study in Auckland this year, and I'm like, yeah, I finally get to live in the same city as this cousin, who I love, and I messaged her and I was like, well, technically she's always been a year younger than me. Like, obviously.
What? Since birth, you could say? That's crazy.
So I was born, and then she was born. You'll never guess. A year later.
What?
But we, I don't know, I messaged her and I was like, we're going to be first years at the same time.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's so cute. And
She's
it's
younger than
like,
you,
and I'm like, that's kind of silly. I'm going to be a uni first year next year, but I don't regret my gap year for the world. It was like the best decision I could have made. I've thrived in my bum life, I love sleeping in till 11.
Oh, it's
and
so nice.
watching YouTube and crocheting for a lot of the day.
Yeah, sleeping until 11 and then waking up and having like 3 hours before I have to even start getting ready for my job that's in the evening. Dude.
Crazy.
Bro.
But it's also like, it's funny because it's like, you'd think that I wouldn't be tired. You'd think that I'd be really rested. so exhausted all the
So
time.
exhausted all the time.
Like I talk about like I hit this point Tuesday, Wednesday. I have like days of like I can't do anything. I'm so fatigued, and this might be the chronic illness. Don't know. Probably related.
Yeah.
But
I had a friend, like, so I totally just cut you off.
it's okay. I'll go back to it.
I had a friend that I'm not going to name drop because I don't know if she knows this still affected me a little bit. Who very early in the year, I think it was a couple months into the year, she was like, "Oh yeah, Lucas, you're just a bum," and I was like, "Damn, that's so true." And so, like, ever since I threw myself into like as many projects and crap as I could because I was like, "Oh no, I can't just be a waste of space in a way that my friends are noticing."
Yeah.
Like I have to be busy, and now I'm just so busy that I'm like
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I like there's been a few weekends recently where I've worked 4 jobs in one day, and my jobs aren't that strenuous. But then like I worked like I did flyer job, teaching job, burger job, venue job, all in one night. Then the next day I had burger job, and the next day I had burger job, and it's like it was just like I was like I spent 4 days of that week barely able to do shit. Like I was on the couch, like I had to cancel a plan or something. I was like, oh, I'm like gone. And I'm like, you know what? That's because Tuesday and Wednesday are my weekend. That is like my weekends aren't weekends anymore. And there's this weird perception. I'm like, oh, my weekends are the time that so then my week I should be doing stuff.
Yeah.
But no, the week becomes my weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what world am I in now where I spend my weekend working? And people work a lot more than me. Like people work so much more than me.
Yeah.
But it's not a competition. But I spend like half the week on the couch, and I'm like, oh, I'm so lazy. But it's also just because I'm tired from the work I was doing on the actual weekend, which is my week of
Yeah,
work.
like I had that week or 2 weeks where like I would do a bit of work and then I would the next day I would play Sims for like 6, 8, 13 hours and
Yeah.
then I would like be on call with my friends and then I would like do nothing. And then like the past 2 weeks I haven't touched The Sims. I haven't been able to open it because I've just been doing so much crap. And I'm like, that's crazy that it's so like my week has just instantly like changed like that.
Yeah, it's weird. I like
But I'm like, I'm not like working more, but
No,
I am. And
but
it's,
you
like,
are.
so weird.
You're also doing a lot of volunteer work.
Ugh.
Volunteer theater
One
work,
of the volunteer
guys.
works didn't even happen this week. The
Whoa.
youth group didn't even happen this week,
Huh.
and I still am like, oh my god, I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I don't know how to manage my time and resources. But it's also like how do you like I love sleeping in, but every time I wake up after I slept in, I'm like, I'm so exhausted. I need to sleep for a few more hours. Whereas today I got up at 8 a.m. because I had to go. I was gonna go to donate blood, which I think we'll talk about now because it feels like the natural conclusion. But I woke up and I was like eating food to go and donate this blood, and I was like, oh, I feel great waking up this early and eating food. And it was like, oh, maybe waking up and having like there's something about lost time of day where your days feel so short and you feel like you have no time in your life.
Yeah.
Whereas if you wake up early and you do things, like I've done so much stuff today.
It's messed up that everyone's like, oh, you just gotta wake up early. You just gotta wake up in the morning and wake up on time. And I'm like, oh, and like I'll
I
wake up
can't.
at like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. and I'll have a full day. And I'm like, oh my god, I do have to wake up early. But it's like, I don't want to wake up early.
I don't wake up early.
Like then I lose all my nighttime fun time, right?
I love my nighttime
I love my
fun
nighttime
time.
fun time.
The PG way, chat.
Yeah, PG way. Come on, I'm playing
Um,
The Sims for
like-
13 hours.
Or staying on call and playing online Colonist.
Yeah,
Which is
online
Colonist, which is
Catan.
online Catan.
Yeah, for like
Um,
way too long. But not
yeah.
even playing online Catan for most of it. Just
chatting.
Just having phone time.
Just having
like, on
phone
a Discord
time.
call.
You know your friendships are great when you're all individually on your phone while you're good. While on a call for half an hour.
Oh, she's gonna die.
The camera?
Yeah.
How long was that?
I have no idea, but we'll see.
You have
It'll maybe
It'll
die.
it'll bug out.
We'll see.
Do you have a charger for it?
I do, yeah, but we'd have to stop for like half an hour. So I reckon we rip it.
Just keep going,
Just keep
and we can put shit over it. Yeah, we'll figure it out for.
We'll figure it out. Yeah,
We'll figure it
Because
out for
I
next
did have it on for a while before. That's what we were saying.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get into the flow of this, guys. If the audio works, there's something
It'll
there.
Be, yeah, there's definitely something
waveforms.
there.
It might not be the best mixing, but post.
It'll be there.
Okay, so
Yeah,
so I'll get into the blood story because it's fun. Well,
it is fun. No, it's interesting. Yeah.
how's my bruise doing? Okay, so
Spoilers.
so me and Lucas, blood donors,
Yeah.
join the team.
Donate blood.
Donate
bro.
blood if you can, and if you can't,
Yeah.
do not fret about it. But if you
Yeah.
can,
But if you can, go get
donate blood.
Whatever.
It's honestly a lot easier than like I made it out to be the first time.
Yeah.
So I, throughout all of high school, was too small to donate blood. I don't know why. I was the right weight and the right height, but my BMI was wrong. And so I just couldn't donate blood. And this year I was able to. And I found out my blood type at Armageddon store, and I'm like, I'm going to go donate blood. And Lucas was like, you should donate blood. And I found out I was A pos, and A pos is the second most second most popular blood type. So it's very important that I donate blood.
Do they call you? Do they hit you up and they go, please donate blood?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've called me.
But they didn't call me. They were going to call me, but I already had booked. And they called Dad, but I'd already booked. So
that's really funny. Yeah, because they call me because I'm O-neg, I think. I'm O-neg, and they call me, and they don't call my mother. And I'm like, damn, you've got the bad blood type.
No one's blood is bad.
No one wants my mum's blood. It's crazy.
But what am I saying? I donated like 4 months ago, and it went really well. Me and my dad donated blood together for the first time for him in 20 years.
Yeah,
because he was in the UK. Him and my mum were in the UK during Mad Cow, which a lot of, if you're a white New Zealander, a lot of your parents might have been, or just traveling and whatever. So they so me and my dad donated blood together for the first time, and they did a wrong arm for him, and they switched arms, but it worked, and I did it, and it worked great, and I went and got some dumplings, and I was like, that was a really positive experience, and then I was like, I'm gonna keep doing this as much as I can, and then I got a tattoo about a month after that, and I was like, cool, in 3 months after my tattoo I'll donate blood again, and that was pretty much when it came up at Spark, like they were doing it again, which is one of the blood donating centers.
Just one of the pop-ups?
Yeah, one of the pop-ups.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, I'll go there. But it was on the same day that I had venue, work, and I was folding a bunch of t-shirts that night, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna, that's not a good idea. I shouldn't do it before I went to the strenuous activity. I should save it for a different day.
If it dies, it won't save the video. So I'm just gonna stop the video.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, did it already die? Did it already die? Okay, bye video. See you next time. Enjoy the montage of us.
I'll find some clips or something.
Or
I'll make an edit. I'll make a fan cam.
Now we just relax into a more comfortable position.
Yeah, no, they can't see us.
Oh, look how quiet my audio is. Okay, I'm freaking. You'll hear me say that so many times. We'll go for like another 20 minutes.
Yeah, why not?
What was I saying? Ugh.
Blood
Sorry.
donating at Spark.
Yeah,
Work.
So I didn't do that one, and then I saw that there was one down the road further in the city, at yesterday, and so yesterday when I woke up, I'd spent the previous day hydrating a bunch. Like they have these water bottles at work, like for fans that might pass out or whatever.
Yeah, and also for us.
For us.
But
so I drank like 2 of those, and then I was like drinking a third. And then they ran out, so I had some water cups.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a crazy gig, is
when
when we run out of water.
Water.
When security has no more water.
I think they had less than they usually do, but still.
Yeah, but still.
And it's because they were sweating it all out. This crowd was sweaty.
Oh, they were so sweaty, bro. We'll talk about that when after the blood story.
So back to blood. Back to blood.
Back to blood.
I go back to blood.
Me when I'm going back to my homie. I'm going back to blood.
Fucked up. So what was I saying?
Blood.
Fuck. Sorry. It's getting to that point. This will explain it. So they cancelled it yesterday. I woke up to a message saying, hey, so sorry, we have to cancel your blood donation. We're rescheduling it tomorrow. Do you want to make an appointment? And I had plans today, so I was like, okay, I'll think about it over the day. Honestly, I was so exhausted yesterday. I slept for another 2 hours in bed. Like,
I woke up 8:30 a.m. to do the photo shoot. Woke up, emetophobia warning, threw up, went back to bed, tried to stay awake, slept for the next 2 hours, and then got up and went about the rest of my day.
Yeah. This is how we roll.
Yeah.
But I then slept till 1, and I think the post exhaustion from the previous night's shift, I was like, honestly, it wouldn't have been a good day for me yesterday. So I rebooked for this morning because I was looking, and the next ones are like at end of next month, and I don't want to wait that long because I want to. I don't know. I would like to maximize my amount of blood donations with tattooing.
Yeah.
And piercings. So I'd like to donate blood now. In 3 months, donate blood again, and then get a tattoo. And then maximize the amount of times I can do that.
Yeah.
But So I rebooked it for today. I ate a bunch of. I got up. I had a muffin. I had some smoothie. I drank some water. I took some snacks with me. I went in. Everything was going well. Everything was perfect. Needle warning. When they were injecting me with the needle, they like missed a couple times and they had to like stab it a few times.
Hate that.
Hate that.
Hate that.
But he got it in, and then and then it was like it was flowing great, and I was having a good time, and it felt very similar to the previous one. I didn't feel that faint. I didn't feel like woozy or anything. I get up and they're like, go over and wait 15 minutes and eat some snacks. So I sat there for an hour, not because I felt bad. Honestly, I was just having good conversations with the people there. I was eating. I wanted to make sure I was good. So I drank a whole cup of juice. I drank a whole bottle of one of those water bottle, and I ate some honest nice biscuits because I'm vegan and they're vegan, and I was very happy that they were there. And I was chatting to different people, and there was this one guy who donated blood 15 times, and there was also I was like talking to these people, and I realized halfway through our conversation that they were all co-workers and all knew each other, and I was just a random stranger.
That's so
Joining
interesting.
the conversation as if we were all strangers, which is crazy. But like I was sitting there for ages. Like several people sat for 15 minutes, left, and I stayed there. And then after like 15 minutes, after an hour, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to my volunteer radio shift. And I walked down. I was calling my dad. I got on the bus, and this bus was probably 15-minute bus ride.
Was it hot on the bus?
Yeah. It was warm. It
That's
was
what I
warm on this
thought.
bus. And I was like, I'm not going to walk the whole way because that's not good. You're not meant to spend too much time walking or standing after a blood donation. So I got on the bus and I was sitting in the front seat, and the bus driver looked uncharacteristically mad, just at nothing. And I was like, okay, this is weird.
Uncharacteristically? For a bus driver?
For a bus driver?
For a bus driver, they're always pissed.
They just, no, but this one just looked like he was
No,
angry at me, and I'm like, what's going on, bro?
Ugh.
Am I wearing something that you didn't like? Anyway, so I messaged my dad and Forrest, and I was like, I feel a bit faint, and it's freaking me out. And at this point, I really only just felt slightly woozy, not like properly like I was gonna faint, just like I feel a bit off, like, and it's just freaking me out because I used to have pretty severe emetophobia, and I like the thought of fainting or throwing up is bad. And then I was talking to Forrest, and I was like, yeah, no, I feel okay. I don't think I'm going to actually faint. Like, I think I'll be good. I'll go to BFM, I'll sit down, I'll go to the bathroom, whatever. Next minute, I feel myself getting really hot and clammy on this bus. And I'm watching the maps, and I'm like maybe 3 stops away from where I'm getting off. And I like feel myself get really hot and start to like fade. My vision and my hearing starts to blur and buzz. And then I drop my hop card in my wallet, and I'm like reaching over to try and grab them, and I remember it being really hard to reach them, and I remember like knowing that I was gonna have to get off this bus, and I was at the point where I was gonna tell the bus driver like, hey, I'm gonna faint, like I could feel it happening. And then the doors open. I was like, this must be my stop. I don't even remember how I did this.
Do you think you tagged off?
I think I did.
Okay.
I think I did. I think I remember tagging off and saying thank you. And I left the bus, and I would have walked at least 5 steps because of where I landed, but I don't remember walking. Like I remember saying thank you and then smacking my head on the concrete. And so I fainted, which hasn't happened in years, and I've only fainted like a couple times, like when I've gotten out of the shower. I have like low blood pressure and or I have low iron, so there's been a couple times where I've kind of fainted, but not properly. But this one, I remember walking a few steps and then falling over. I don't know how I fell, because the only thing I remember hitting is the back of my head, and it was gentle, but like there's a bump, there's a bruise.
Yeah, you're still hitting your
And
head
then
on
I was
concrete.
unconscious, and then there was some 2 uni students, and they were being really nice to me, and they were like, are you okay? And I was like, I don't even know if I got off at the right bus stop. And they're like, you're at the uni. And I'm like, oh, great. And the security guards were like telling me to go inside and lie on this couch, and I did. And then I called Forrest, and then my dad, and then Lucas, because we were filming a pod today. I needed to update
I needed
him.
to know, yeah.
And then I called the blood people, and I talked to them about it. And I was just like, oh, that's so annoying. Like, and as soon as I actually fainted, I felt normal again.
Dude, real.
And it was like, why did I have to faint then? You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel normal again.
Yeah.
And then I went to volunteer job at the radio, and they made me a cup of tea. And then I sat and I watched some green screen filming, and then I went to my desk and I did my uploady things, and I came home early, and I caught a Bolt because I didn't want to go on a bus again today. I had bad bus vibes, you
Real.
know? I was like, if I go on a bus again, I'm going to faint.
I'm gonna get my full so I can just pull through.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my dad was like, Lucas can, oh, I can't even drive you home. And I was like, oh, exactly. And he was like, if it got really down to it, what I would, if I didn't catch the Bolt and I got the bus, I would have got you to like meet me down walk back home together. Anyway, we set up. What am I saying? We spent ages setting this up today,
Yeah.
and there were a few moments where I was like, "What?" And I had to like sit back and lean back because I was running up the stairs to go and grab something. I'm like, "Don't do that." I had some fairy bread when I got home.
Mm-hmm.
Childhood treat. Speaking of children, fairy bread.
Yeah.
Peak.
We will be giving our children fairy bread.
Every guest, we should make them fairy bread.
You're so
I'm
right.
so right.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
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 Okay, this is great.
Yeah.
This is a great plan. Childhood snacks. Because
I
I
wish
think
the camera had been on to catch that expression I just made.
it was great. Trust audio.
Trust audio.
Trust audio. So that's Blood Story.
Yeah.
But now I have my little fuck ass keychain that says I'm APOS.
Yeah, literally
'Cause I
my
donated blood
keychain that's
twice.
on my bag is the only reason I remember that I'm Oneg.
Yeah. Oneg is that the universal or the popular
Opos is universal.
one? Opos is
Oneg
is the
is,
really popular one.
Is really popular but not universal, yeah.
So you're really popular.
Yeah, I can give you a kidney, you can't give me a kidney.
Echidna.
A kidney.
But Oneg is I think I don't know. Forrest might be universal. I think he's universal.
Love it. Does he give blood? Oh no.
He can't yet, but he will when he can. He wants to. What else was I saying? Okay. Next story.
No, there was probably a story we said we were going to come back to, but I don't remember what it was.
I have a list on my phone, guys.
So true.
I wrote a list on my phone of the things we should talk
I think
about
we're
today
almost
in
out of
case-
time, but also we'll work out. Who
We'll work
cares?
out, okay,
Who
we-
cares? It'll be a long pod to start with, just to get the vibe.
Okay, so politics chat.
Is that what were we? No, there was something that we said we were going to come back to. I want to see if it's on the list. Oh, we were going to talk about work
Yeah.
because you talked about sweat.
So we had a crazy shift, and
Oh.
again we're not gonna dox our venue, and we're not gonna dox
but
the
it
show.
was like an old punk band.
Old punk band. And it was a busy show. I think it was sold out, maybe. I don't
It
know.
wasn't sold out, but it was
sold
busy.
out, but it was busy. And there were just some crazy fan interactions.
Yeah.
And some crazy
And
team
some crazy
interactions.
staff interactions too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. When you were, because we were talking about the merch guy, how because I was folding shirts at a table, and I had been the main one to talk to the merch guy because I got there first. And with that moment where you were like, yeah, he like put his arm around Lucas, I like literally when he did that, I think I categorized the clock that he did it, and then I forgot, and for the next 10 minutes I was like, did he put his arm around me? Did he touch me? And then you were like, yeah, he did that to you, and I was like, he did do that to me. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I just genuinely like it left my mind that he'd done
Yeah.
that. It was crazy.
That's one of the things about physical contact from adults that you like don't realize really like
just
process.
like screwed it out. That was crazy.
Yeah, and like I was just like I don't know. This guy had intense vibes,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
the audacity of men, right?
Oh, the audacity of
All of the men in my life, such audacity. But like, yeah, just very like, can you change the display? Like, you should put this out because we're gonna sell this more and this and this. And it's like we work with a lot of merch managers and like,
Yeah.
there's some nice and there's some not so nice.
Some good at their job, some are.
And this guy wasn't mean by any means.
No, yeah.
But it was just like, wow.
It was just like, okay, buddy.
Okay, buddy, stop
Okay,
asking
buddy.
for random things
Hey,
that like.
We have to. The way that merch works is you have to count all the stock you get before you get it, and then at the end of the night, you count it out to see that the money you made is accurate to the amount of product you
Yeah.
have. And I was counting in the openers merch, and this guy comes to me and he's like, "Oh, don't count it in. They don't care." And I'm like, how do you expect me to pay them if we don't know how many of their things we sold? And I was like, it's already
Literally.
done. Like, shut up, basically.
Yeah, and then he put his arm around.
He put his arm around me, and I was like, okay.
So soften the blow of that interaction. You know? And there was this woman
Oh,
in the
yeah.
crowd
Mhm.
who, like, bought the wrong thing, came back
convinced
wanted-
her friend to buy the wrong thing.
convinced her friend to buy the wrong thing. Then he got mad apparently,
Mhm.
and she came back and was like, "Can you help me?
I've messed up.
I've messed up." And so, for context, this woman was on a lot of drugs. We don't know what drugs.
but it
but
seems to be.
She seemed to be that she wasn't in a stable mindset.
Yeah.
Or this is just her personality. But she then brought this guy back.
Yep.
And I was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But
I respected you running from that interaction. It was really funny.
I said to Lucas, I said, you can sell this to her. And I'm going
and
to
I was like, okay. And then, so she goes to our coworker, Sam, and she's like, hey, da da da. And at this point, this guy emerges from the crowd wearing the shirt he bought, which is emerging from a sweaty, hot pit with a shirt that he wants to swap for another shirt and expects us to resell. And so we were like, hey, well, my coworker was like, hey, we actually can't swap it. Like, you'll just have to buy it, like,
Yeah.
outright. Like, we can't swap it. And she got really pissed at my coworker, like, really annoyed.
And she said, ugly C word to
Yeah.
our coworker.
Yeah.
And then yeah, she tries to take an FOS machine and
Yep.
and she comes back later and she like
Yeah, she basically, so while that interaction is happening and she's giving my coworker all these abuses, one of
Yeah.
our security guards, because we love our security guards working so good, is getting water from the cabinet that's by the merch. And he watches this happen, and he, as she's, yelling abuses at my coworker, he's like, hey, like, I'll kick you out for that.
yeah.
Like, I will kick you out for that. And she's like, let me talk to your boss. And he's like, I'll kick you out to that. And at that moment, my boss arrives. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you want to talk to that boss? Yeah, fucking
Okay,
go for
ahead,
it.
Go ahead.
Because my boss, he is an amazing guy. We love working with him, but he's also a hard ass because he runs a music venue.
as you need
As
to
you
be.
need to be, as you run
Yeah.
a music venue. And so I'm like, yeah, you can fucking talk to him. Go
Yeah.
for it. He'll throw you out
Literally.
too.
And it was like, and then later she came back to
She came back.
Lucas and she was like, I like you.
She was like, you're nice. I don't know how you work with those people. I don't know how you deal with those coworkers.
It
And
was
I'm
a
like,
crazy night.
yeah.
And like and like I went over to one of my bosses at one point and I was like,
We have two bosses for context.
we have two bosses. We have our personal boss and then venue boss.
Yeah.
And our personal boss, she was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, you look calm. And she's like, or you're the type of calm in which you're dead behind the eyes. And I was like, that one. It's
Yeah.
that one. But I'd made muffins for all four of
Good
us.
as hell
So we had some
muffins.
muffins.
Yeah.
But I also got a suitcase at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Free suitcase from the
Free
merch guy
suitcase.
because they'd done some stuff. But I got a free suitcase. And so that was our shift.
Yeah.
But it was like one of the shifts where it's like I've had
Dude.
some bad shifts at work
Yeah.
in all of my jobs, but like there's been shifts there that like certain team members and people that we were working with, not on our team but on other people's teams, it's unpredictable.
Yeah.
You never know. We're just not nice to be around and didn't treat us well.
Yeah.
And I have a very supportive like team of coworkers and bosses that have always taken great care of me. But there's been shifts that I've left that's going, I don't want to ever do that shift again.
Yeah.
And this shift was not bad as in
But it was draining.
it was draining. Like we
Yeah.
all left like so low energy. And it's like there's not been a
Yeah.
shift like that in a while where I've just wanted to go home.
Like, it was after the show, and, the merch is still open because we're open until everyone leaves the venue. And this guy is just trying to barter with us. And I'm like, dude, I'm
was-
going to actively jump over this counter and strangle you. Just kidding, I'd never do that. But
he was
this
like,
guy
he was
is like,
$20.
I'll give you. For context, at this point in the night, the only merch that's left is like $115, which is
Yeah.
insane. We acknowledge, but
Or a
it's not
hat
our
for
prices.
70.
Or a hat for 70. And he's like, dude, I'll give you 50, and I'm like, no. And he's like, I'll give you 70, and I'm like, no. And
I'll
then he
trade
goes,
you my shirt.
and I'm like,
No.
because he's wearing merch of the band already from a different merch thing. And I'm like, no. And then he goes away, comes back, he's like, I'll give you 100, and I'm like, dude, the price is the price. Let's be for real. And then he's like, I'll give you 110. And I'm like, the price is the price, man.
$5
I
more.
want to go home. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
And our boss comes over and she's like, I have some more stuff to deal with over there. And we were like, yep, same.
Yeah.
Just have to deal with this.
I have to
these-
deal with these friggin'
problems.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you were talking
crazy.
about, because the thing that made me think of work is you mentioned sweat earlier, and I was thinking about that one guy that you mentioned who
who leaned over to buy something and a drop of his sweat dripped from his forehead or his scalp onto the merch like sheet that we had.
yeah, because we had
And
like
I was
paper sheets.
And
Oh,
all of these men kept asking for bandanas all night, and we're like, no, one of them want bandanas. It's to catch the sweat on their forehead.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was, yeah.
we should.
Do you want to close this out with politics, or
I
do you
think
want
we
to
need
loop
to talk
around?
about it today.
You think we do?
I think we need to talk about it today
Yeah.
because if we don't talk about it today, it becomes relevant. And there's constant news
Updates.
all the time.
Oh my God,
So,
there so is, yeah.
without completely getting us in hot water with the government.
You think the government's going to find who raised you and go, screw these guys? I already read him the riot act on Twitter. He can do whatever he
So,
wants.
The current government, we are all pieces of shit, and we personally have deep hatred for them.
Yep.
To put it simply, there's more to it, but we are very left wing. We believe in human rights.
We believe
If
in
I- if that's a-
equality, you could say.
We believe in equality.
And our current government is very
taking all of that away.
right-leaning and don't particularly believe in that.
This over the past year, they've taken away so much,
Yeah.
so much for,
So much for women, so much for
Māori
Māori people.
and we have always, like with the current right wing swing.
Yeah, like our country, New Zealand, has always been sort of heralded as like,
The
oh, they're great with
first for this good
politics.
thing, the
you
first for this
know?
good thing. We were the
First
first
to give women the vote.
vote.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're thinking of the same thing.
And we were like, we like with COVID, we handled it really well. Like there are several things within our history that we have been championed for.
Yeah.
Amazing amazing diversity stats.
Yeah.
Right? Like globally.
Yeah. Ignore
One
the
of the
youth suicide stats, and we're doing amazing apparently.
One of the best colonizer countries, really, to do it. We treat
Yeah,
the indigenous
low-key.
people so well.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, you could say that. I mean, it's never been great.
Yeah.
It's never been great. There have been times in our history where we have done well for the
It's
indigenous population.
it's been
It's not
good.
well, but like
I'm like, okay.
as much as you can be in a colonizer country,
Yeah.
like compared to other countries, there has been like a general attitude of respect, if not fair treatment.
Yeah. We still have, we have Te Reo in the national anthem.
Yeah, and
which
like
is a low bar, but it's
I mean,
there.
up until recently, when the national decided to change it, we have had street signs and
in Te Reo, yeah.
in Te Reo, and like
And our two national languages are technically, even though no one really cares
Si-
about it, is
and
technically Te Reo and sign language.
yeah. So
it's
like,
not English.
but as like educated member of society, I also acknowledge that it's still been atrocious.
Yeah.
Then it's never gotten to what it should be.
Yeah.
But it's gotten so much worse in the last year.
Yeah,
2
like
years with the
since
government.
the election was, I want to say because the next election's next
23,
year,
it was
so it was 2
23.
years ago. And we voted out our, centre, but still more left-leaning government and voted in
A
our...
trifecta of
A
cunts.
trifecta of cunts who are all right-leaning dickheads and care more about landlords than people who live in the houses, and care more about maximizing revenue and taxes.
And I'll be completely candid. Obviously, candid.
Sorry?
Candor is what? Candor is
is
divergent.
No. Candor is the act. Candid is when you're talking about it.
But what is it in divergent?
It's honesty.
No, the faction is candor.
Candor. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Come on. Pop culture. But what was I going with this? Oh, so obviously acknowledging that in other countries in the world, specifically the UK, not a country, but and the USA, horrific currently.
Horrific currently, especially the USA.
For trans rights, for queer rights, for for women's rights, for fertility and healthcare, for immigration, some of the worst we've seen in the last 2 decades.
Yeah.
Because obviously before that it was
shit.
and you can almost say that all of the progress we've made in the last
Left wing
2 years.
fell off. You could say.
You could say left wing fell off, which sucks because it kind of get me started, but it's also it's not worse than what it was. We still exist in a time where we as queer people
can exist and live and marry the people we want.
And marry people we want.
Yeah.
But it's not worse, and I'm never trying to say that it's worse, but it sucks so much when rights that you have gained are then taken back.
Yeah.
When things that you have earned through protest and through the fucking death of so many people and the torture of so many people and their in the past have ripped away because of legislation.
Because some bald white guy is no, we don't need it.
We don't need that.
Some cis-het bald white guy is why would we need that?
So we as a country are nowhere near the level of horrific leadership and horrific change that is happening in other countries. However, the swing that has occurred to the right in the UK with all of their trans reform that's just basically taking away healthcare to people who need it the most, and the US with Trump being elected and just
all of
bullshit.
Almost getting gay marriage taken away.
Almost getting it and it's the swing because that is so extreme over there,
and because all of our media is from the US and the UK. New Zealand media doesn't it exists, but it's not the big thing that everyone
it means that there is more permission for our government to do if we were in a really socially progressive left-wing global state right now, which we are not, and it might take a while to get back to.
It will take a while.
It will take a while to get back to. our government would not it would be looked down on negatively
Yes.
by the global population, the same way we've been championed for stuff before. We would have been
Looked
like
down.
during
like,
COVID, there were like our prime minister was on
a
international
woman.
was a woman and was on international news forums talking about our response to the
Yeah.
to the global health crisis. And so it's like, I don't know, it's like the change has been so drastic in the last few years,
Mhm.
but I do think that because obviously we are less significant than like other countries, but the effect is still devastating because it's like the change that's being made is not change that's easy to reverse, and it's not change like I say this the flow with governments is the fact that like, and why we need 4 terms is what 4 years 4
3.
years.
Aren't we 3?
We're 3-year term. We need
Yeah.
we
And
should
they're
have
f-
4-year terms
Right. Sorry. Yeah.
because even though I'm like, oh, God damn it, that Trump's stuck in there for another 3 years as opposed to it being
2.
yeah, it's being 2, but it's like with our government and like the economic crash that we experienced post COVID happened during a Labour government, but is like we see the effects of the previous government during the current government. So like the boom that we're getting now, which we're not really getting, but you know, like
Yeah.
if we were to experiencing a high economically, it would look as if it's the current government's job,
Yep.
but it's not.
As if it was the Nats.
And so
yeah.
if we have a one-term government and we go back to Labour and Greens and
And
stuff,
then it's all shit.
and
People
it's
are
all
gonna be
shit.
like,
People are
"Oh,
gonna
it's
yeah. So it's a double-edged sword, but it's like
Yeah.
bringing back that reference. But today's news,
Yesterday's
news.
news, actually, as of
Um,
filming this.
and if you haven't already realized, we are incredibly queer and gender queer and gender positive.
All that fun stuff.
So, current government's health minister announced yesterday that they are.
I can't believe he's the health minister, dude. Like him of all people.
Of all people, he's such
Dude.
a wet
Fuck.
flannel.
But yeah.
So we will be closing off the podcast on this dumb shit pod.
Yeah, we will.
We'll finish it with the context of the name
So true.
to close off nicely.
yeah.
But so they're banning blockers.
Yeah,
Puberty
puberty
blockers.
blockers, which is, something that is completely reversible, and it is basically the if your kid's like, hey, I think I'm trans, I want to transition medically, you're like, okay, we'll get you on blockers, see how you feel in a couple of years, buddy.
Yeah, because
You know?
it's like it's within the all of the debates around medically messing up your child and mutilating their body, which is all bullshit. There's a genuine factor of young people's brains change a lot,
Mhm.
and there is a lot to understand about yourself that takes time.
Yeah,
However,
especially through puberty.
especially through puberty, but a lot of the times where a lot of a lot of people who are trans first experience gender dysphoria during puberty because
Your
not
body is
only your
changing.
not only within social circumstances is your identity present, but your body is changing in very drastic forms, and puberty itself is in a lot of ways irreversible. So blockers you can change, but puberty as an effect, like Adam's apples don't go away.
Yeah.
Once your voice is dropped, that's that. Like there are certain physical features that to be able to go on blockers and to halt those transitions
Until you're sure.
until you're sure is so beneficial to so many young people.
It's
as
so crucial.
it's like a pause button on time, and it's not, and it allows you to take the time to understand your brain and figure out if you want to go on hormones and if you want to have different surgeries and
If
stuff.
you want to medically transition
Yeah.
more.
Like so many of our friends and people we know have had their lives saved because of blockers.
Yeah.
So it's like
So it's for the government to come out and be like, hey, we're actually gonna halt these only for trans kids though.
only for trans kids.
We're gonna hey, we are gonna so we're actually really unsure about how blockers affect people, and we're waiting on the study, so we're gonna hold it for trans people. Cis kids totally chill. Cis kids
So
are
so
fine.
8-year-olds going through premature puberty, they can have it. Oh, people with prostate cancer, people with endometriosis, people who are already on it can keep being on it.
Yeah, those people it's fine.
Those people, it's fine. So it doesn't actually. And
So
it's
they
like,
don't actually care that it's
So-
kind of. They don't actually care. They don't actually care that about this like UK study that's going to take to like 2031. They just care that it gives them an excuse to
to
mess
hold.
up trans kids, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, not well, you know.
But-
Sorry, to let them love themselves
So
instead.
in this article, one of the women in this government said, we just want our young people to love themselves and to not change themselves with drastic medical measures. And it's like, oh, so thanks. Everything you've said in this article that could be justified by caring for children's health has been like completely defunded by you saying, oh, we just want them to love themselves and not change themselves. And I, to be completely blunt, we've said this multiple times, and we're just going to be open on this. You're not going to stop kids. You're not going to make kids magically love themselves by taking away the medication that's making their life better. You're going to make them kill themselves.
Yeah.
We have the highest youth suicide rate.
We have the highest
And
suicide
you're
rate.
gonna of that youth, so much of it is queer kids.
Yeah.
Because like life is hard, especially when you're in the wrong body or you can't like love the person you want, and
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, and it's like because that's also it's like the thing with blockers, like, you know, it's literally just a pause button. And like, if you really cared about the effect, not that I think they should do this, I'm just pointing out how hypocritical it is. But if they really cared about the unknown effects, quote unquote, of like puberty blockers, they would stop it for everyone,
Yeah.
not just trans kids.
If they're like, this medication we think actually might be dangerous.
yeah, exactly.
Then there'd be validity in it. But it's like, and it's also, the study in the UK has had no gender care, like doctors experience in gender care or what's the word for people who are scientists?
yeah.
No, it's like and it's an FDA approved drug.
Yeah.
Like
FDA,
it's like, oh, it pissed us off so much.
yeah, I got one of our, you know, we're in a queer Discord server because of course you are. With
'Cause of
close
course we
friends, not a
are.
big one, because of course we are. And one of the people sends the link to the article, and it's like, and I'm standing at my desk and I'm just seething.
And I was watching an episode of TV with my parents, and I paused it and I'm like, guys, like look, like, have you seen this? And it just come out, and we were just reading
Yeah.
it, and we were like, what the fuck is this?
What the hell?
What the fuck is this?
Like, I was just gonna move on, and then I actually read the headline, and I was like, oh, I have to read this
I have
fully
to
right
read
now at this desk. Like,
It's just infuriating. But there's like nothing we can do about it,
yeah, exactly.
and we just have to wait 6 years.
Yeah, they were like, hey, yeah, just until like the UK finishes their study in like 2031, and it's
I
like,
don't know if you know how
oh,
long puberty is, but like
2031?
6 years is like, I don't know,
6 years is like almost all of puberty.
almost all of puberty for some
Literally.
kids. There'll be a 12-year-old now who will go through all of puberty and not have any like
Yep.
and like, sure, this person could go straight on a hormone replacing drug. It's not recommended.
Yeah.
It's arguably will be more of a shock to your system.
Yeah.
It is. But if you were to, so it's like, oh, to this young person who is really unhappy in their body because it does not match the gender that they are, therefore, you actually you have to exist in this body until you decide to make this choice to go on this medication, which often you don't get access to straight away.
Mm-hmm.
Have to go through the system to get. But when you do, that's when effects become irreversible.
Yeah.
And then you'll be pushing
Yeah. Like
people into
I've
make more restrictive decisions.
like I have friends who were like on blockers for like, you know, more years because they were just debating as to whether they wanted to medically transition more, and I think that's good. Like, it's better to, you know, be on blockers for like, you know, 4 years or whatever than instantly go, oh, I need to medically transition to see myself better. Oh, I guess my first choice is testosterone or estrogen.
yeah, like
that's
what?
Like that's crazy.
That's not how it should be.
It's valid if that's your thought, but it's crazy in like this context where it has to be that
It
way.
has to be that way. And it's like, oh yeah, so and again, it pulls back to that thing. You don't actually care about kids' safety if you
Yeah.
are letting a 7 or 8-year-old go on a drug
Yeah.
because of a certain medical reason, but not because of a different medical reason.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's when they're like, well, this is a this is a mental issue, this is a social issue, this isn't real, you just need to love yourself. It's
And
like
that's the pipeline.
that's the pipeline.
Yeah.
But this, and again, it's like we talk about when we were talking about it being a mass wave. It's like, yes, we are not experiencing as bad as the UK and the US, but this is the sort of shit that happens when you like rights being taken away is a chain reaction.
Mhm.
You take away the right to abortion, then you take away the right to queer marriage. Or you take away abortion, you take away trans healthcare, you take away queer marriage. And it's like all the things that we've gained, we're losing.
Mhm.
You, across the world, you enforce these. You make every single other thing in politics seem less important than how do you find a woman?
Yeah.
It's like,
Like-
why
You know,
in our debates for government was the current deputy prime minister asked, how do you find a woman?
Yeah, like, forget
How do
about
you
poor people. Who cares about the people that are
Who
underprivileged
cares?
and are living on the streets?
Oh, but
you know?
also-
sorry.
But
No,
being
let's
unhoused
kick-
is illegal now.
Being unhoused in the city is illegal now.
So it's like we really were like, let's start our podcast by getting ourselves really angry. We did do a mic test to see how loud we were gonna get.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was-
we probably reached that level.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
So it's fucked up because it's like, yeah, if the UK hadn't had been as drastic in its trans politics within its last election, then it wouldn't have been as prevalent in our election,
Yeah.
and then the legislation wouldn't be going through.
Yeah,
Like,
being a small country, it's Carter again. Being in a small country is like we are affected by all the big countries' decisions, and it's great
it's great.
because great was sarcastic if you couldn't tell.
I just had the realization to people that are listening to us that they just have to hear us rant about politics for like 20
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
And like, these are our friends, but who knows?
Yeah, I know. We did dramatically and angrily sit up multiple times during that rant, but the
During the
camera's
rant?
off.
The camera's off, so we
know.
really we lied down and we're like, we gotta get going.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
However, this podcast has been going on for a very long time now.
for longer than we expected.
Longer than we
to.
expected.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's much we can edit out of this because it was all quality content.
Because it was all great. and
All great.
incredible. Yeah.
So I think we should wrap up with our namesake,
With who raised you?
with who raised you.
Who raised you?
So I don't know if I've had this conversation with so many people that we know in our lives to try to explain to them, and half of them are millennials, and they're all like, huh?
Yeah.
But let's reenact this conversation. Have you watched
Okay.
Lego Ninjago?
Am I being okay working
Yeah.
this? Okay. No.
Oh, well, neither. But but there's this really great social media meme from
Uh-huh.
Lego Ninjago.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm hoping some of you know this. But, like, basically, it's like...
I might put the clip in.
Should we put the clip in?
I might put,
Okay, we'll put the clip in.
but you should still explain it.
But it's that he's like... he's like
it's-
the father goes, Lloyd? And then he goes,
It's Lloyd, Dad.
Dad. Yes, it's me, your son, and it's Lloyd, Dad.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, it's Lloyd. Lloyd. I named you.
You ruined my life.
How could I ruin your life? I wasn't even there. And we just like, I don't know what it was. We just like, I think we were
just
on call
really
with
latched-
Carter.
We were on call with Carter and we just really latched onto that clip.
That
for
clip,
some
we just kept
reason.
repeating it, and we're like, Lloyd. And I kept saying like Lucs. Like I kept saying like Lucas's name like under that description, and I said like, I started calling him
Yeah.
Lulu Kiss Kiss.
Little kiss kiss.
Lulu Kiss Kiss.
Yeah.
The burp. And then, so I don't know how it transitioned, but we were like, we can call our
Little
podcast
blockers.
like,
Sorry.
who raised you?
Yeah, because we knew that we knew that we wanted to talk about the kid thing. Because that's
Yeah.
like a big conversation starter for us. So
Yeah,
we knew that would
exactly.
come up somehow. And we think it's an interesting conversation.
And we think it's an
as
interesting
well.
conversation to have, and it might not be. Again, we talked about so much other stuff today.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not the focus
It's
of the
not the focus of the
podcast.
podcast, but
It's
it
just
is the
also,
guidelines
yeah.
of the podcast. And when
Yeah.
we have guests, it'll be like, we'll get into
One of the
conversations
things we'll
about
ask
raising kids and
Yeah.
us, our own being raised and whatever.
Mm.
And like again, the blockers conversation that we just had is so prevalent to young people.
Yeah.
Like it's affected our own personal lives and the lives of our friends and the lives of our kids.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like, you know, we talk about that sort of stuff. We're also going to talk about current politics, so we have a space to vent about politics
Yeah.
and articulate ourselves well.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I think that yeah. So
Yeah.
so we just like, who raised you?
Who raised you?
Who raised you?
Who raised you?
And That was the name of the podcast.
Yep. And the only other podcast that's ever had this name stopped uploading 5 years ago.
We were trying to make our email address and figuring
Dude,
out what it was.
That's crazy.
And then I
yeah.
googled it and I was like, there's another one.
And then I went to their
But
YouTube
they
and
made like docuseries.
yeah, they made like 2-minute long docu-series.
And
that
we're
stopped,
like,
5
this
years
is
ago. We were like,
not that, and we're
"It's
gonna get
us now."
famous.
And we are gonna get
We're gonna get so
famous.
famous.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why we can't dox ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um,
I'm already gonna have to put at least one bleep in.
I
because
know.
You said,
I
Yeah.
said something, but at least we know what that is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I know where that is. Yeah.
So I think we talked about all the things today. My list of notes was the child, which we covered, our
child.
hypothetical child, the
Yeah.
concepts about
Mhm.
how the thing is, Lloyd,
Lloyd.
LLOYD,
And every-
rang a curly hair glasses,
which we touched on.
the blocker band, me fainted, the
Mm.
lady at work, the guy at work. I talked about my fairy bread a little bit.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and we're gonna have and the do you want to talk about Lady J.K. or
I feel like we can't now.
feel like we can't.
It doesn't matter.
and future guests?
She just death glared me because my parking was so bad. And I think that's a great note to end it
I think
on.
that's a great note to end. We'll probably do another solo episode, or we won't.
Yeah, because next week, it depends. Yeah.
We'll see. But if we'll either have a close friend of ours with us next time you hear from us,
Mhm.
or we
it'll be
won't,
just- Or we'll have the close friends we have already.
because since we have already. So,
Yeah.
thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. If you've made it this far,
Thank you so
flick me. If you've made it this far and you know my Instagram, flick me a DM saying, "Oh, what can I make them say? Holy crap, Lucas, that was incredible. I want to make out with you right now. Come
Right
to
now.
my address."
But you have to say right now. And come
You
to my
have to say
address.
right now. Come to my address. Yeah.
And if you don't know us,
Then comment.
comment on the video. And we'll have 10 comments with the same
Then all just
shit.
say
We'll
that.
say the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave a like.
Leave a like
Can
and
you
also-
like Google Podcasts?
I don't know.
I don't know. Leave a like
Oh
on
my
the
God,
YouTube.
leave a like on the
anyway.
YouTube.
I hope you've enjoyed my fan cam that I've painstakingly put together tonight because I've remembered that.
Are you
I
gonna
had
be
to do
like?
that.
Are you gonna do like 10 minutes on each photo for the amount of time we had?
I don't know. I might try to find videos,
Oh yeah.
but I'll see.
Okay. Well, it'll work out.
Yeah, you might just
Um,
get like Sims gameplay.
If or Sims
That would
gameplay,
kinda go crazy.
Subway Surf gameplay,
Voiceovers.
or just like a nature stream,
Real.
or like
Yeah.
just like nature footage. Anyway,
Yeah.
we need to shut up. Otherwise, we're just
Yeah,
gonna
we
keep
do,
talking.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna keep talking
Yeah.
anyway. But this is where you stop listening.
Yeah. Thanks
Okay.
for listening.
This
and
was,
watching and
Who Raised You,
doing whatever. This is
Who Raised You, episode 1.